Welcome to the Haunt Vault, where tonight we dive into the eerie heart of the annual Pumpkin Festival. Claire thought it was just another Halloween celebration, a night of sweet autumn air and laughter, until she stumbled upon Victor, the Pumpkin Carver whose work is more lifelike than it should be. As she's drawn into his world, she finds that each carved pumpkin holds a secret, and some secrets are better left buried. Let's see what happens when Claire looks a little too closely. The Pumpkin Carver.
The air hung heavy with the sweet, spicy scent of autumn as Claire wandered through the bustling town square, her eyes drawn to the sea of orange pumpkins. Each October, the annual Pumpkin Festival transformed their quaint little town into a vibrant celebration of harvest, laughter, and community. This year, however, a foreboding sense of unease clung to her, like a shadow she couldn't shake. She paused in front of a booth adorned with a sign that read, "The best pumpkin carver in the county." The words were scrawled in jagged letters, as if written in haste. Intrigued, Claire leaned closer, observing the intricate carvings on display. Each pumpkin was a masterpiece, glaring faces twisted in agony, grinning skulls, and haunting hollow eyes. It was mesmerizing, yet disturbing, as if the pumpkins were more alive than the people who wandered past, laughing and chatting, oblivious to the darkness looming over them.
Beautiful, aren't they?
A voice drawled, sending a chill racing down her spine. Claire turned to see a tall figure standing beside her, his long fingers stained orange with pumpkin guts, a crooked smile dancing on his lips. He wore an apron splattered with remnants of his craft, and his eyes glinted with an unsettling gleam.
I'm the Pumpkin Carver. Name's Victor. You should see what I can create with just a simple knife.
The invitation hung in the air, heavy and unsettling. Claire hesitated but felt a strange pull, a mix of fear and curiosity.
"They're amazing,"
she replied, forcing a smile.
"You must have a gift."
A gift?
He echoed, laughter rumbling in his chest.
You could say that. But the true art comes from understanding the soul of the pumpkin. You have to dig deep, peel away the layers, and expose what lies beneath.
His gaze bore into her, making her shift uncomfortably. As the festival continued around her, Claire felt herself growing increasingly drawn to Victor and his haunting creations. The more she watched him carve, the more captivated she became by the transformations. His hands moved with precision, almost as if the pumpkin itself guided his blade, revealing not just shapes but emotions. Fear, sorrow, madness.
Would you like to try?
He asked suddenly, his voice low and inviting.
I could teach you.
She hesitated, glancing back at the lively festival, children racing by, couples laughing, friends sharing hot cider. But something about the carving booth held her, like a moth to a flame. The thrill of the unknown whispered in her ear, urging her to accept.
"All right,"
she said, her voice trembling slightly. He handed her a small knife, its blade glinting menacingly under the string lights.
Let's see what your pumpkin reveals.
As Claire began to carve, the world around her faded. Each cut was more than just a slice through flesh. It felt like a release, a channeling of her innermost fears and regrets. With every twist of the blade, visions danced in her mind, her past mistakes, the relationships she'd ruined, the pain she carried like a weight on her chest.
What do you see?
Victor's voice pulled her from the depths of her thoughts.
What's inside your pumpkin?
I don't know."
She admitted, her voice a whisper. She felt vulnerable, exposed, as if she were carving not just the pumpkin, but also herself.
Dig deeper.
He urged, his eyes alight with an unsettling fervor.
You must unearth the truth.
As the hours slipped away, the square began to empty, leaving only Claire and Victor, surrounded by a growing pile of orange guts and remnants of their work. Claire's heart raced with a mixture of exhilaration and dread. The pumpkin in front of her had transformed into a grotesque reflection of her soul, its features twisted and warped, echoing her darkest thoughts. Suddenly she stopped, staring in horror at what she had created. The pumpkin grinned back at her, its smile wide and malevolent, as if it knew her secrets.
No!
She gasped, trembling.
This isn't right.
Victor stepped closer, his presence overwhelming.
This is your truth, Claire. You've been running from it for too long.
Panic surged through her.
I need to stop. I can't do this.
But you're already too deep.
He said, his tone chilling.
You can't escape what you've carved.
In that moment, the ground beneath her seemed to shift. The laughter from the festival faded, replaced by a haunting silence that engulfed her. She glanced around, her heart pounding, and saw that the square was empty. The vibrant colors drained away, leaving only shadows behind.
Help!
She screamed, but the sound echoed back, hollow and alone. Victor loomed closer, a twisted smile spreading across his face.
You wanted to see what lies beneath, didn't you?
With a jolt, Claire dropped the knife, her hands shaking violently.
I don't want this.
But it was too late. The pumpkin's eyes glowed with a sinister light, and in that moment, Claire felt the darkness consume her. She realized the truth. Victor hadn't just been carving pumpkins, he had been carving pieces of her soul. The festival lights flickered, and the whispers of her past filled the air. She had been drawn to the darkness, not to escape it, but because it had always been a part of her. As her consciousness slipped away, Claire understood with a chilling clarity that the pumpkin had become her reflection, a grotesque reminder of who she had truly become. In that final moment, as the shadows enveloped her, she heard Victor's laughter echo in the night, and the world fell silent.
Thanks for joining us on the Haunt Vault. We hope tonight's story left you questioning what really lies beneath the surface. If Victor's eerie carvings chilled you, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe for more unsettling tales. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the next story waiting in the vault. Remember, sometimes curiosity carves deeper than we think. Until next time, stay sharp and watch what shadows you're drawn to.